Nikki Bella extinguishes her feud with Carmella, and we have 2 first-time title holders on WWE's TLC pay-per-view. We're breaking it down. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There it is. We are jamming out to the theme of WWE's Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. Thank you so much for coming out to hang out with us. We are live on YouTube. We do have that live chat rolling. Thank you all for coming to hang out with us. We are on iTunes and SoundCloud as well. Please give us a little thumbs up. We'd love a 5-star rating. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about the show. This isn't just all about our thoughts. Tonight we want to hear from you all as well. My name is Christy Olson, and you can always hit me up with your opinions at Christy Reports. The gang's all here. It's a full house at G Hermoza. George Hermoza is here tonight. Hey, George.
That's me. Full House. I love Full House.
Fuller House
now. Fuller House now.
It's coming up soon. It's coming up soon.
Next week.
And from the SmackDown Live After Show here on AfterBuzz TV, Tom Connolly joins us tonight.
Good to be on the pay-per-view show.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And as always, we have the tried and true Steve Kaufmann. I'm going to let you spell it out because I like how you do it.
You guys find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here and that you all are here too. I see you all hanging out with, we got Angel, Jonas, AJ, who else? Optimus Provost. Ooh, hey. Joseph Boza, Tina Keys. You guys are all talking about TLC, and we're going to do that right now. It was a fantastic show and a lot of good, juicy storylines on this one, I think, for us to break down. There was also a good Talking Smack segment afterward that we're going to get to as well, in case you guys all missed that. Let's kick off our show with the TLC kickoff show, a little kickoff match, a table, where am I at here? A 10-man tag.
Do it again.
Are we good? All right, a 10-man tag kickoff match tonight on TLC. They were coming to you live from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, a place where most of us have been.
Yeah.
Right? That was the home of the Raw after WrestleMania 32.
Yep.
And we were there tonight. The kickoff show features American Alpha, Hype Bros, Apollo Crews, versus The Ascension, the Vaudevillians, and Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins, who got a little bit of an intro, an entrance, more so than anybody else.
Finally.
He got to do his little Kirk Hawkins spiel. Yeah, are you guys excited to see Kirk?
I'm excited to see him.
Kurt
Hawkins. I didn't want to openly correct you.
You don't want to be like Captain Kirk is on Star Trek.
I am excited to see Apollo Crews because if you had asked me last week, I would have told you he was on Raw.
Oh no!
I literally, he would have literally.
Oh, I think it was on NXT still.
In my mind,
boys.
in my mind, he was very much lost in the shuffle of this brand extension. So I'm happy to see that they're putting him on television. Hopefully, moving forward with him and Kurt.
Does the kickoff
Hawkins.
show really count?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's a pay-per-view.
13,000 people watched that on Facebook.
Okay.
Live. In the moment. That's
Plus the network viewers.
yeah. I can't get 100 people to retweet something. 13,000 people are watching me live on Facebook. That's a lot, and that'll get people interested in Apollo Crews.
It will, absolutely. But let me ask you all, where were the Usos in this one?
I don't know. I thought that was weird that they weren't in this
Wasn't
match
it?
at all.
I totally
but
forgot
I also,
about them.
I don't know. When you see who was in the match, I could see that why they weren't in the match. But no. But then American Alpha was weren't it, so they should have been on the other side instead of
The
the
Vaudevillains.
Ascension.
I never even thought about that. That never even crossed my mind, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, George, maybe you can answer this question then. How do American Alpha even stand up? They are being pushed so hard.
I don't think they're getting pushed as hard as maybe a lot of people would like them to. I mean, they're on the kickoff show, for goodness sakes.
Every time with the win.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
look how that's going for them. I mean,
The whole
sometimes they're not even
tag team
featured.
turmoil thing on SmackDown seemed to really
And then they
cater
lost.
to them more
And
than
then they
anyone,
lost.
but they had the best showing.
That's true.
That
I
match
mean,
was
honestly-
it's all about American Alpha, yes?
Yeah, I mean, even Peter Rosenberg had an American Alpha T-shirt. By the way, Peter Rosenberg, I think that guy's cool.
He also had Bella socks on. Hey, Peter.
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know. Like I said, I like American Alpha. I like them a lot better. And NXT, I feel like they haven't had a chance to show what they can do so far. But I get it. Like I don't want them to get rushed too much.
Are you watching SmackDown?
Every
Jared?
week, and I even watch the SmackDown After Show with you guys. I got Tom Connolly here, the Tom Connolly. So excited.
But I also feel that way about the Vaudevillains as well, and the Ascension. Actually, this
I mean,
this match is actually full of NXT call-ups.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. When we saw this matchup, we all know what we were looking for. All us nerds and marks. And by the way, shout out to Mark Donica in the booth.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, it's me.
We all know
It's
what we
his
were waiting
actual
for.
name. We're not insulting him.
We all know what we were waiting for. Zack Ryder versus Kurt Hawkins in the ring at the same time.
Of course.
Yes, we're always.
Yeah.
That's
Never
it. I just
knows.
want to throw that out. That's it. I'm done.
Well, the 100th episode of SmackDown, when they said Edge was coming back for the cutting edge.
100th episode.
900.
Man.
The numbered episode.
The anniversary one. That
The
happened
anniversary one
recently. We
that
got you.
Taker showed up.
But that was like backstage, I guess.
yeah, they were
Yeah, it was
talking-
YouTube
online.
segment.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was
Okay,
talk
but
they were going to reunite the Edge
did
kids.
Mojo steal the thunder with his whole 10-minute hammer time?
No, he wasn't
spiel?
there. It was just a 3. It was just.
No,
Edge,
she's talking about
Let's
this
talk
match.
about the match. We're here today.
Back to real time now, Tom.
I'm still thinking of the Edge head reunion. So
I actually
sorry.
really like the pairing of Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. We're going to get into the tag team division,
Of
but
course.
I'm worried about all the tag teams on SmackDown that they kind of have to fend for themselves, and especially a group like the Ascension or a group like the Vaudevillains that had a lot of trouble capturing what people enjoyed about them and saw in them while they were down in NXT on the main roster. That it's to be on SmackDown with the Wyatts on top can either be very helpful or very hurtful.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of they all got pushed to not at all, I guess. In where it comes to there was no, know them talking on the mic, no getting to know them. You can't just show up and go.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Ascension,
All of them?
Hype Bros, Alpha,
Yeah.
everyone in this match.
I mean, American Alpha's the only one that was really hyped. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But when they got drafted to SmackDown, so it's I think they're kind of on the rise to, I say, maybe Mania?
See,
they win the belts?
I think with Talkin' Smack, I feel like we haven't really seen that many tag teams get featured on that.
Yeah.
I think Talkin' Smack has been all about the Miz and even Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin's
He's
really
awesome
impressive
on
on
that.
Talkin' Smack. I feel like we haven't seen that much with the tag division. We have Spirit Squad. Are they there? Are they not there?
They are technically-
Kenny got fired.
From
I mean,
his
is
day
he?
job,
I hope
yeah.
he's got a good job. I mean, in WWE. But again, I don't know. I'd like to see more than one segment on SmackDown if they have enough time. Obviously, we already have 2 segments or plus for the women.
Right.
They have the main event scene, Ziggler, Miz, and hopefully, who knows, maybe they don't have enough time for two tag team spots.
Right.
Or yeah.
They can make time. I mean, I feel like they can. I mean, but we'll see what they can do.
Yes, and we'll see how that tag team matchup ends up a little bit later in the show. But let's kick off our main TLC program with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So we're gonna roll right into this. You guys are gonna get to say what you gotta say, But this one starts off with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, the new Wyatt family, versus Heath Slater and Rhino for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. This one started off with Rhino and Bray in the ring. Please keep in mind that Bray Wyatt, shockingly, has never, ever laid his hands on a WWE title. Should he win this match, it would be his first. He gets out there, and I gotta say, Rhino and Bray they have a similar stature, and when you put them out there, they come across as very evenly matched. Did you guys think so too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed Heath Slater and Rhino, and it's been a little because we haven't seen very much of them in the last couple weeks.
No.
So to see them just come out to the Wyatts in this match, I was kind of hoping for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Oh, you got it. You got it, honey, and then some.
Oh, I got 5.
Yeah, it was.
The
okay, I
match
see
was
what
only
you're
about
saying.
5 minutes, 50 seconds.
Wait, this match was only 5 minutes?
53.
I
5:53.
knew it was pretty quick.
Oh, it
but
seemed longer. My
Nope.
goodness.
It felt longer, but it was.
So they told a great story in that amount of time. Then
no, it was well paced and well played. Mm-hmm. But the outcome is what it is.
Okay, well, of course, Luke Harper gets involved a little bit. He ends up taking a spear from Rhino. Rhino then rushes in to the ring. Randy's there. Randy RKO's him and pins Rhino, making the new Wyatt family the SmackDown Tag Team Champions and giving Bray Wyatt his first title in WWE.
He hasn't had too
Definitely
many title.
unexpected.
He hasn't had too many title shots. I know. Maybe he's won like a multi-man for like the belt at some random pay-per-view, whatever. Maybe like Money in the Bank. But yeah, I don't remember him ever having like a U.S. title shot and a Continental title shot, even previously like a tag team title shot.
But in the vein of a Ted DiBiase or a Jake the Snake, he never needed one.
But at least DiBiase was like in the finals at WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, like
you know?
yeah, but like he always felt on that level. Like he always felt on the level of fighting John Cena for the championship. Although he had never won a mid-card or even gone for a mid-card championship before that. Wikipedia tells me this is his third championship ever.
Wow.
He was...
Well, NXT don't count.
Well, it
Or
wasn't even NXT. It was
FCW.
Him and Bo Rotunda
With
were
his
tag
brother.
champions twice. He has more PWI and Wrestling Observer stuff than he does championships in his career.
I mean, that's truly shocking. And when you think about how over Bray and the Wyatt family were when they first came around, that he never really even got the chance and never got a title is, I mean, maybe we can
Especially-
look back on that now and
Is-
call that a bit of a misstep.
Especially when you look at maybe his status, like first WrestleMania against John Cena, second WrestleMania against Undertaker. Third WrestleMania has a segment with The Rock. Like you would think this guy's got a lot more accomplishments under his belt.
Yeah, yeah, especially I mean, I think I don't know. I feel like everyone can look back on it and say, even I think WWE and say he should have beat John Cena at that WrestleMania. There was no reason for Cena to win that match and then to win that whole feud. But then, I mean, Undertaker. It's Undertaker. Come on.
I think Bray Wyatt should have beat Undertaker
no, I
too.
think-
Yeah, I mean that would have been. I mean, if you look back, that would have been awesome. If
Well,
he
given-
beat Cena and Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Well, because I don't think it actually mattered, but he did. It was well known that he had hurt himself that morning of that Undertaker match.
That's right.
But I don't think that would have changed the
The
booking.
outcome, yeah.
Although the Taker they're trying to present to us now would have actually benefited from a loss at that WrestleMania.
And it's funny
Yeah.
because like the aftermath of that Taker match, and he made it sound like he won. I'm the new face of fear. No, you lost.
Yeah.
I mean, so the old face of fear is still there.
He
which I thought face of fear was
he
being
out
barbarian.
he out entranced the Undertaker at WrestleMania though.
It was daylight.
But WrestleMania, there would have added so much more to the Survivor Series match they had, because it would have been Undertaker coming back to get revenge on him instead of them trying to
All
get
right,
revenge on the
boys, I
Undertaker.
hear you living in the past.
Remember WrestleMania?
Remember Mania?
Listen,
and
we're just-
I appreciate it, but to bring it back tonight, what Bray did when he got this first belt was to hand it over to Luke Harper.
Yeah.
Randy Orton did the same. They were definitely trying to tell us something. What the heck was it?
I think
New
it's
Day
fair
rule.
to say. Oh, you stole my bit. I was gonna say like Freebird,
Sorry.
but now you can call it the New Day rule.
It's the New Day rule now?
Wyatt rule.
Yeah.
Well, if you beat the record, it becomes in 2 weeks it'll be the New Day rule.
All right, well,
Although they didn't beat the Freebird record, I get it, but
What's the Freebird record?
there's probably not a Freebird record. It's,
Yeah.
it's the Freebird rule. It should have been the Demolition rule after the Freebirds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna do that at all. I think Harper's just the belt holder. Like I don't think he's gonna wrestle. I think he just
Well,
they're
he's
just gonna be
the-
like, hold the
I'm
belts
not-
for us.
I'm
We'll take care of
not-
business.
as great as Bray Wyatt is, and I love Bray Wyatt, I kind of want to see some tag team combos between Orton and Harper.
Yes.
I think we can see some creative RKOs.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. The chat room is chiming in a little bit. There, Jonas Tiger is giving you guys props. Said wrestling fans always living in the past. AJ said, "Yep, just like Vince McMahon." Haywood says Harper is the butler.
I need a shitty.
See?
I think Harper will prove to be more than just a bystander in the new Wyatt family. You guys agree?
I know he's gonna get a trombone.
Yes.
Someone's making
he should
that-
get one of those little chimes. That's what he should.
A dinner bell.
Yeah.
I love
By the
it.
way, is Eric Rowan injured, right?
Yeah. You
Yes.
can hear it in his
Still is.
arm or leg or something.
Still is. So we'll see if anything changes when he comes back around. So the new Wyatt family are our tag team champions. They all stand together at the end, and so far, no discord between the new Wyatt family.
We don't need it for a while.
Yeah.
Let's keep these guys together.
Okay.
I'm foreseeing a scenario where this is the best outcome for every tag team on SmackDown. Because the powers that be will give Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton time on television. And if you're a tag team on SmackDown, if you're the Usos, if you're the Vaudevillains, if you're the Ascension, if you're the Hype Bros, if you're American Alpha, your tag teams and they're the tag team champions. So even if you're going up against them and not getting squashed, you're going up against them, they're going to play mind games with you, they're going to show up in the mirror, the lights are going to come out during your matches. I think this can help elevate them if done correctly.
I like that. I like that. Let's delve a little bit more into where we think the tag teams are going here. So obviously Rhino and Heath Slater are going to get their rematch, right? But who do you guys see as really the #1 contender for these belts?
American Alpha. American Alpha should definitely be the #1 contenders.
Absolutely.
Storyline-wise.
They lost to Orton and Wyatt.
All right, state your case.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm saying, I think they will be.
Yeah.
But I think they need to prove themselves once again because they had the opportunity there and they lost. So why should they get the first title shot after Heath Slater and Rhino? I think they should maybe beat Heath Slater and Rhino, or maybe another, not another tag team turmoil, but just something where they show, like, cool, let us be the #1 contenders.
Yeah, I can see them doing like another tournament. I don't know. I feel like SmackDown is a good show where they kind of let that stuff go. Let's plan out a couple weeks in ahead.
But I want to see the Spirit Squad some more.
And the Usos.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to
They
see
went through all
two
that trouble
segments.
having that heel turn. Let's let them do something. They're pulling it off geniusly.
I do want to see two or three tag team segments a week.
Yeah.
With this division, give the Vaudevillains time. Hopefully, with the Ascension. No, not with the Ascension. Give the Vaudevillains time with the Hype Bros to get them both out in the forefront. That we understand what both of those teams are.
Yeah, because they're so two different teams. They could work where, I don't know.
Yep.
It'd be something good you could do with them. And then, all right, I have a question then. So are the Wyatt family good guys now?
I think they're bad.
They have to be bad because Slater and Rhino got a huge pop heading it.
Yeah, I know. But I mean,
then the Rhinos are just the cool heel, or the Rhinos. The Wyatt family. The Wyatt family are just the cool heels.
Oh, you know what? I
mean,
like that. Okay,
yeah.
so they're cool heels.
I-
So we can like them, but they're still the bad guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, we're running into a thing where there are a lot of cool heels in wrestling right now.
That's so true. That's so true. And let's actually see who our audience thought were the cool guys coming out on top in this one. Oh, dang. 90% of our AfterBuzz predictors thought that the new Wyatt family were going to take this one with 7.5 putting themselves behind Heath Slater and Rhino, and only 2.5 are what I'm always
It's a no.
like, what is that?
like
anything-
Undecided, like
anything that isn't-
flip-floppers? Who's that?
Anything that would qualify as not one of those two outcomes.
Okay.
So
okay,
not a
got
DQ
you.
finish, not a run-in finish, not an interference finish, but like the ropes break.
Our fickle fans
no contest. Well, no
are there in the
contest.
2.5%.
No contests happen roughly 1% of the time.
So these are the risk takers.
a little bit.
I like that.
It's-
Okay, I like you
It's bold.
2.5%.
By the way, this is the only match of the whole night that had that prediction. It was also the only match of the whole night that had a regular fall to finish.
Wow.
That would even have the possibility.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Would even have the possibility for a no contest.
And 90% of y'all saw it coming. Good
Yep.
job, guys.
I do want to point out that I'm upset that we lost. That we lost
I
Heath
want to
Slater
point out
Rhino.
that I'm
we didn't lose them.
fine.
But they're still,
But no, like
still there.
But like they seem to have cooled down Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah.
From where they were when they won to where they are right now, there was a level. There seemed to be a cooling down of let's get them off TV. Let's try to move the belts forward.
I don't think so. I think do you realize how cool it is to see? Hey, everybody! To see Heath Slater in the ring with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. That's amazing.
That's true.
I look forward to anything that comes forth for him.
I think maybe the timing is good because The Miz needs a new challenger.
I think Heath would be a good guy for him to go against.
Ooh,
it'd be
I
fun.
think you guys are onto something
Ooh.
there. I like it.
I think so too.
And Rhino needs to.
like you.
Rhino needs to go back to Michigan, or he didn't.
He lost.
He didn't lose. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no, Rhino lost. Despite early reporting by the AP, which also caused me to report it early on the SmackDown show, which caused a lot of backlash from our fans. He did not win said candidacy or whatever the hell that was.
Fair enough.
check in a little bit with our chat roll and see what they are saying. Andrea Beeler says, I think the Wyatts are cool heels. Bray and Randy are superstars that people love. So true, Andrea. Boy5682 said, Wyatt family are not good guys, just fan favorites. Something to consider. Something to consider. Well, jumping right back into the TLC main show, they did something really fun and kind of different after this match, in which Dasha talked backstage to Dean Ambrose, and then they followed that immediately with AJ Styles' response with Renee Young. The cut was a little weird, but I thought it was cool to get both guys kind of pre-match, gearing up, how they're feeling. And basically, AJ says, you know, taking Ambrose down isn't the problem. Keeping him down is the problem. I mean, he's a lunatic. What do you expect? Right?
He's a lunatic on the fringe.
Yeah.
On the fringe.
Hot times, baby. Hot times.
Dasha was all over this show. She got everybody's name right tonight. She looked good. I like her. Let's move right now into Nikki Bella versus Carmella. This is a no DQ match, no disqualification. Everything's on the table for these ladies, and they need it. This feud has been building up hardcore. Carmella's had it out for Nikki. She attacked her on Talking Smack. They've been going back and forth, and just when we thought this was over kind of the last time, these ladies keep going at it, and this was, I mean, call me impartial, but this was my favorite match of the evening. These ladies used the weapons available to them, I think, better than anybody else did, and I was thoroughly entertained. This one started off with Carmella immediately pulling her Carmella stuff, running right out of the ring. Nikki's not having it. She spears her, drags her right back in, and they go at it with Carmella working Nikki's knee, which, if you guys have been around for quite a while, you remember that years ago, the knee injury is what Nikki Bella was dealing with, even around the time that she and Brie left WWE. She's been out with a knee injury before, so apparently Carmella's been watching WWE for quite some time, even though she wasn't there back then.
I didn't know that.
Right? And this was a fantastic match. Is it just me? Am I impartial? I'm
I think a little bit. A little bit.
You are impartial.
Team Bella Army member, but this was good, right?
This was good, though.
Yeah.
I got to disagree with you
Okay,
guys.
okay.
right.
Steve,
And I'll tell
tell
you
us what
why.
you liked. Tom, you'll get your chance
And I
I
get
just-
the final
to
vote.
tell us why you're wrong.
Okay.
No, I just like the overall physicality of this match. They told a
Yes.
good story in under 10 minutes. And the story had been building for, I think, 3 pay-per-views.
Months, yeah.
So 3 days in WWE? No, it was about like 3 months.
Well, and everyone's wondering, was Carmella the one to attack Nikki Bella behind the scenes at Survivor Series? I don't think so.
That was the story I was less interested in. Only because that's the story they weren't telling. Because they had told the Carmella Nikki Bella story before this match, before Survivor Series. So heading into this match, I didn't actually care about who attacked Nikki Bella. I was like, I want Nikki Bella and Carmella to fight, to actually settle this. So that this felt like a diversion to me at the end of the match, because the match itself was great and encapsulated that whole story. And then it was, oh, by the way, stuff.
Well, because, I mean, this one was so brutal. Carmella drives Nikki into the stairs and the barricade. She suplexes Nikki into the ropes a couple times. Carmella's the one who brings out the kendo stick, but eventually Nikki uses it to her advantage. Nikki does this really cool roundhouse kick off the barricade. That was something I haven't seen her do before. I mean, these ladies really went toe-to-toe and really kind of beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I don't know what that says about me, but I liked it.
The physicality of the match was fine for me.
However.
To me, I just didn't like. I didn't like the. And I'm fine with Nikki winning the match. I'm fine. Like, I think she should have to finish this feud off. But I didn't like that she just sprayed her with a fire extinguisher, and that was how she won. Like, she didn't even hit her with it, and also the thing I thought was very weird was that the ref kept counting when they were outside of the ring. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's a no DQ match. Like, I don't understand
But you
why.
get to
they-
live
It wasn't.
count
It
out.
wasn't
I know,
a no
but that's
count
dumb,
out
though.
match.
I don't. Come on, that makes no sense. In watching wrestling for so long, you're like, wait, so they can get counted out of the ring,
No, I'm
but
with you.
they can do everything else? Like, come on.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
that
we
makes
saw that
no
earlier
sense.
this year with AJ and Roman. Remember, he lost by DQ, then he lost by count out. It's like, well, no.
All right, well, I don't know. I
That
didn't
frustrated
like
me as well.
Yeah, I
It
just
also
thought it was weird. It was a weird. It just hurt them when they were outside of the ring trying to do spots, and oh, get back into the ring. Oh crap! Oh, I gotta get back into the ring.
Yeah,
Like,
the referee counting or not wouldn't have actually hurt anything that was happening on the outside of the ring if one of them had just thrown the other into the ring.
Yeah.
So the referee count did distract me briefly.
Yeah, I mean, I like Nikki. I like that kick off the barricade. I thought that was cool looking. And then I just didn't like the ending of the match. It was weak to me that they sprayed her with a fire extinguisher, hit a move, and pinned her. And then the fallout of the other part was just not good storytelling to me. Watching it.
Okay, you
Not
know what?
compelling.
I'm gonna give you this because I loved watching Nikki spray Carmella, and just like this was sassy. This was some like Total Divas, girly girl reality TV. Like I want to spray you with a fire extinguisher, and that's okay. Maybe she should have taken it and hit her in the head with it when she was done. But I assume there's a reason why that didn't happen. Based on the outcome of this match, I have some guesses. I don't know. What do you think, George?
I liked it.
Thank you, George.
And part of the reason I thought it was a good match, part of the reason was that I thought the build-up was fantastic. And a lot of times when the build-up is so great, sometimes you can get away with being a little lazy or not lazy in the ring, And I thought the build-up was great. I thought this is an example of, again, going back to about the tag team division, how sometimes a second, feud in that division. So I don't want to just see two tag teams just put together. I mean, this one is like Carmella felt disrespected because Nikki got a bigger pop in her hometown. This is supposed to be Carmella's hometown. Like, I like that kind of like backstory. Something simple, but yet it built for like the last 4 months because that was from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So again, I like the build up so much that it's like I thought the match to me was great because of the build up. So had the build up not been so great, maybe I would have thought of that.
But
But then again, maybe it wouldn't.
But you're forgiving the finish a little.
Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like the
Well,
story.
what was your problem with the
clearly a little bit got in her eye because she had a black eye. She couldn't see that well, so maybe a little bit got in the other eye, and then she was able to hit the finisher. Boom.
Carmella's black eye totally
Stone
added
nasty.
to this entire match because she looks like a real fighter. It reminds you that these ladies and the rest of the SmackDown ladies have been fighting for a long time over all of this, and eventually Nikki extinguishes Carmella, delivers a Rack Attack 2.0, which I just love and doesn't look any less brutal than the original Rack Attack, and pins Carmella for the win. But you guys, is this feud over?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is it?
so.
Yes.
And that's part of my issue with the overall ending is you have a great story told in the ring and outside the ring, leading to a great match, and your next opponent's Natalya. I'm out. See you guys.
But is it though?
Is it though?
really gonna
Thank you,
be?
Tom. Tom plays Believe That on the SmackDown Live After Show. He knows who really attacked Nikki.
Yeah, I was gonna
Go ahead,
say
Jake.
if anybody follows at ChrisReports.com, and I saw that tweet, I'm like, oh wow, that's
Right?
an interesting twist on who attacked Nikki Bella.
Right? Okay, so my prediction is that it was really Eva Marie who attacked Nikki. She's going to be coming back around. She's been out there shooting movies, but she's coming back very soon. She's teased it. And I think that this is ultimately going to lead to Nikki and Natty together versus Eva and Carmella. Perhaps at WrestleMania. Perhaps that WrestleMania becomes the Total Divas season finale and thus becomes the premiere for season 7, introducing Carmella and Big Cass to Total Divas. It's all about Total Divas, y'all.
All right.
What do we think?
Some things just never change.
Yeah?
And I never wanted to.
Never. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean,
Do Carmella and Big Cass travel together? Well, they can't.
Oh, they're on
They're on
different
different road.
I mean, the only thing about the Eva thing is like I think Natty attacking Nikki makes sense. So it's probably not going to happen. But I mean, it makes sense for the story. Like, obviously they were in Canada. She wanted to be on the team to begin with.
Nikki replaced Eva when Eva got
Well, that's because she got
for the
suspended.
wellness violation.
But I mean,
yeah.
but that wasn't Nikki
But should she
attacking
be mad
Eva.
about it?
But that wasn't Nikki attacking Eva backstage because Nikki wanted to perform in her hometown or home country. This was Natty attacking Nikki because she wanted to be on the team to begin with. She was the one that lost to Nikki and that, who's going to be the team captain, which I thought was weird because Becky Lynch should have been the team captain. But, yeah, and I think it makes the most sense. But if they do go with Eva, I like to see what the reasoning why Eva attacks Nikki or attack Nikki.
I just don't think Natty would do that, yo.
They're
trying to make her be a heel, but
Are-
she's fighting it hard.
Are you following Two Paws on Instagram?
No, I guess I should.
Are we all?
I'm gonna go do that right now.
We aren't all.
But I just thought the fact that she's gonna go, oh, it was Natalya. She was the one that did it. Was like,
I think the fact that Carmella said that probably means that Natty, it wasn't Natty.
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, because it's too obvious. It's too for her to just come out and say it. You're like, wow, that was a letdown. Like, really? Like, and also, how would Carmella even know? Because she was out there with them before the
That's a
match
good
or
point.
before they started. So
That's a good point. And our chat roll is chiming in. I haven't been able to read every single thing, and all I saw was Joseph saying Paige needs to be replaced, and that got me excited. So now we're just checking in with the chat roll and seeing what they have to say. Joseph said the reason Eva attacked Nikki would be that Nikki stole her spotlight at SummerSlam in the 6-women tag match. That's exactly what I'm saying. Joseph, you and I are like this. You know what I'm talking about.
But she was in traffic, wasn't she?
Jess WWAG says, what's worse than Nikki? Oh, it's Eva. Oh, Jess, come on now. And Lord Darth Yoda said, Eva's debuting with Glacier?
that makes no sense.
No.
Yeah,
I don't agree
was
what
gonna
he
say,
said
I don't
earlier. He
even
said something about
know what that means.
He was like, let the Total Divas
Blood runs
bimbo
dry,
stay
whatever.
on SmackDown and the Girl Girls stay on Raw. No, SmackDown girls are good. What are
Yes.
you talking about, dude?
The SmackDown, I think that's a great way to kind of finish off this segment, is
We'll
that
be
the
talking about it a lot more.
SmackDown women are telling not one, not two, I mean, multiple fantastic stories. They're putting on great matches, and I'm so excited about what's going on with that division and entertained by it that, I mean, just keep doing it.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at it, what does Raw has Charlotte and Sasha, and that's about
Charlotte
it.
and Sasha, and Charlotte
Yeah.
and Sasha.
Like,
and
I mean, they
Charlotte
have
and
other
Sasha.
girls, but they don't use them, and they're not really used in storylines at all.
Right.
Like, Bailey's backstage going, "Yeah, good job, Sasha. I know
Yeah,
you
they're
could win."
sending Nia back down to go up against Asuka. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's just it's not. It's one story, and I mean they're having amazing matches. Nothing to take away from
Right.
them.
Absolutely.
But it's
But that's
like
it.
you have at least 8 girls on Raw, I think, maybe 7, and you have one storyline.
Yeah, because it's not a matter of the depth or the talent of the depth. I think that's what depth means.
I like that. Yeah, that works.
But it's what you're actually doing with it. And SmackDown is doing more with their women than Raw is.
and
Raw is
one less
relying on
hour.
2 of them.
Yes, absolutely. And I was just about to wrap this up when I got angry looking at this graphic of our fans. 60% of you thought Carmella was going to take this one, and 60% of you were wrong.
Wow.
40% were behind Nikki Bella. Let's call it 41% because I count for 1%. So you guys were wrong on this one, and I think we will all be excited to see where it goes from here. And I will, of course, keep you posted as to what the rumors are gonna be. Moving on to our first of the evening gimmick match, a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. This is The Miz with a very, very well-dressed Maurice, as per usual, versus Dolph Ziggler. These guys going up against each other for the title once again. I don't know what other question I could kick this off with besides, were you guys excited to see this match again?
Well, I hadn't seen this ladder match before. And these guys are good enough that I just enjoy their matches by themselves.
I'm kind of
Okay.
curious at the people who enjoy this feud and not the Charlotte Sasha one, because it's kind of the same thing, just different gimmick matches, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, where the people that are not enjoying
I
it.
feel like obviously you get a lot of cynics out there and people just enjoying their favorites.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
glaring
I feel like
difference
there's a
between
lot
the
of
two.
people. It's like the people that cheer Ellsworth and boo like Roman Reigns, things like that. Where like
wrong with that?
it's like, well, I mean, but it's like oh screw Sasha and Charlotte. They keep wrestling with each other over and over again. So is Dolph Ziggler and Miz, and people seem to like that a lot. And I mean I love both of them, to be honest with
Are
you.
you calling the WWE Universe sexist, G-Herb?
Well, on that, I think
I hope not.
it's
Really? Is
Is that what you were saying?
No, I didn't think it has anything to do with women. I think more so it's like maybe just because SmackDown's a better brand. I don't know. Maybe
behind that.
because I think this feels like it's more natural. I feel like with Sasha and Charlotte, it was like, whoa, Bayley's finally going to get in the mix, but it's like, oh, well, no, we're going to go back to Charlotte and Sasha. I feel like they keep going back to it, which is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like this one, it's like, everything just fits. Everything just flows,
And the plan seems to be like, no, these two are going to fight for a while.
I
We
feel
can
like-
keep these two literally on top
I
for a
feel
very
like
long
when-
time.
I feel like when this program first got put together, I feel like this was a long-term feud.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte Sasha, they just keep going back to it.
Yeah, I think this was also a long-term feud in an attempt to, I don't know about fill a gap, but lessen a risk, because when they started this feud, Dean Ambrose was still champion. So I think there could be something.
yeah.
I think there's something to be said about if we're going to keep the championship on Dean Ambrose, which isn't like that character is a little interesting as world champion. We should have something very solid in the mid card for a very long time. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
No.
No, this is
Yeah.
Never.
And I think
No
people
such
can
thing.
say with the girl with the women on Raw is that people could probably get mad because it's like they just keep flip flopping the title
Yeah.
back and forth, and that's kind of where you're like, can you kind of just let's just stick with somebody for a little bit and let's let it play out instead of just flip flopping it back and forth. I think they just really want Charlotte to get the 16 titles really quickly. She's already got 3, so I think she's gonna get there pretty soon.
I think that's part of it.
That's what's going on.
I think that's
Oh,
I
thank
think
you,
that's
Tom
a
Connolly.
small part of it. I
Yeah.
also think the flip flopping between Charlotte and Sasha gives value. And also, here we are on the SmackDown show talking about the
I was
Raw
just gonna say,
Yeah.
you guys can talk about that in 2 weeks at Roadblock, okay? Let's get back to the Miz and
Was I
Dolph
excited
Ziggler.
for this match? Hell yes. This match
Okay,
is
all right.
awesome.
Question answered.
All their matches I think have been awesome so far, and to add it, add a ladder match to
Miz
it.
fan. Miz
I am
is
I
awesome.
am a Miz fan. Yeah. I mean, I like both of them, but I think this whole feud has brought both of them back around to being so relevant to the fans and to the brand that they're on, to be the SmackDown brand, that I think it just worked for both of them on so many levels.
I've said it a couple times where AJ Styles is probably the MVP of the year. I think Miz is like knocking on his door.
Yeah,
Miz
agree.
has been like from top to bottom like one of the main guys, not just in SmackDown but in WWE altogether. This guy has gotten so good, like beyond like I thought of anyone's dreams.
And I talk a lot about, I say this a lot, so I'll paraphrase it, but we talk a lot about cool heels. Miz is just a heel.
Yep.
You don't like Miz. You're not supposed to like Miz. If you like Miz,
I don't know, he's
You're
coming
really
across as like a
fighting-
really romantic, fun husband on Total Divas.
We don't,
Oh,
we
okay.
don't see that.
I don't watch that show. on SmackDown
What? You
and
don't watch
talking
Total Divas?
on SmackDown and talking smack, he comes off like someone who is undeserving of what he has from a fan's perspective.
That's true.
And that's perfect.
Yep.
All the way down to the hot wife.
Well, but what about all this Daniel Bryan stuff? The Miz is constantly taunting him, even tonight with the yes, yes, yes chants. At the end of this match, which ended up the Miz. Okay, the Miz got the title. Just gonna spoiler alert. Miz grabs the title and wins, but he dedicates his win to Daniel Bryan. He says things like, "We did it, and you motivated me." I mean, where is that? Daniel Bryan will never, ever, 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 I'm sorry to say, ever be in a WWE match ever again. They are not going to allow it. It will never happen. I hate to say that, and I'm sorry, fans. That is never going to happen. So where is this whole Miz and Daniel Bryan feud thing going? We know their wives hate each other, again, from Total Divas. There is legit heat, backstage, personal heat between these two couples, not even just between the guys. Where is it going?
I think
Total Divas.
well, Total Divas, but I think
I'll take it. I will take it.
I think everything has to boil down to ticket sales and box office.
Okay.
So if your end game isn't a Daniel Bryan Miz payoff, it can't be. Your end game needs to be something with Daniel Bryan in a position of power, putting things in front of
Yep.
Miz. So that's what they're playing at. I really thought when he grabbed the microphone tonight, he was going to go to Raw.
Oh.
I was
I
really.
thought he's
I
been
didn't
teasing
think of
that
that
as
either.
well.
They've been
Yes,
but
agreed.
I think with the Miz stuff, it makes for great like trending topic stuff that kind of branches a lot of people who are into
the
more
reality TV aspect
reality
of it.
TV dirt stuff that'll lead them more towards their other products like Total Divas. That I think I think it's good there. That'll get you the money, and I also think there's a level of you can always tease the match on a SmackDown and just not have it happen. You can always let Miz threaten to go to Raw. You can always have Miz try to go to Raw. You can always have Miz actually go to Raw. And then that'll get you the same headline grabbing. They'll grab the microphone and they'll do a work shoot promo, and I like what they're doing. I hope they don't stay cycling where they are right now, because they're just about at the end of a whole cycle.
I think.
But-
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go.
Okay.
Now you go.
I love the whole Daniel Bryan Miz thing. I think it works works for what they're doing. I mean, who knows? I know they're saying Daniel Bryan will never wrestle again, but You never know what can happen. Shawn Michaels was gone for like 4 years, and he came back and wrestled for another like 6 years or however long he was there for. And then if they can maybe have a match, but if not, it's Daniel Bryan throwing obstacles at The Miz and bringing in different people to try to get the belt off of him, and Miz just overcoming every time to where at the end, like, Daniel Bryan's got to start to respect him in some way.
Yeah.
And even, you could also have it to where he finally goes, okay, Miz, I respect you. And then Miz goes, well, guess what? I'm taking this Intercontinental title to Raw.
That would be great, too.
I forgot. I should have went first.
Because that's kind of genius.
I
That could happen.
think here I am playing devil's advocate. I feel like he has no reason to go to Raw, but I feel like every now and then you have these two guys, whether it's Brett and Shawn, what's another great feud?
The Rock
Dean
Austin.
and-
Rock,
Dean
Austin,
and
whether you know.
Seth, yeah.
And I feel like just every now and then there's two guys that are just complete polar opposite, but just make magic on TV every single time that they're on TV together. Maybe not so much in the ring, because obviously we've seen that before, and they weren't like outstanding matches. But anytime these two guys are on the same screen, holding a microphone, whether it was back in NXT, you know, like, oh, I'm a reality TV star coaching this indie dude, to now, like, Talking Smack was like, oh my God, so awesome today. And it all did start with that segment like 2-3 months ago. Just give it to me. Like, I don't care if it's not going to lead to a match. I don't care if it's not he's never going to wrestle. Just give it to me. I said I don't think he's going to go to Raw because he's got no reason to go to Raw. Why is he going to go to Raw when he's going to get mixed in with Roman, Seth, Kevin, Jericho?
Yeah.
Miz is like, literally, aside from AJ, like the best guy on SmackDown. Why is he going to go to Raw where storyline and non-storyline as well, he's just going to get lost in the shuffle?
Well, I think
Yeah.
the
There's
fun,
already another mid-card champion over there.
the fun is to threaten it, not to do it.
But I'm saying even storyline wise, like he's got no reason to go. He knows he's the man on SmackDown. He knows that he's driving Daniel Bryan crazy as much as Daniel Bryan is driving him crazy. He's got no reason to go.
Does
Yeah.
anybody else think there's a certain level of the people who write the stuff wanting to drive Daniel Bryan crazy?
Maybe. But, but I agree. He has no reason. Like, I don't want him to go to Raw at all. I want him to stay on SmackDown. So I'm fine with that. Yeah.
I just want Maurice to stay on SmackDown.
Me too. Yeah, we all want that, right?
We all want more Maurice.
Even so, like
Agreed.
even when she picks up the mic, it means something. That's how good Miz is at rubs off on Maurice.
Yeah.
True. Well, do we want to talk about this actual match or the actual finish of
Match
the
is good.
actual
All of it.
match?
Yes.
I think kind of Steve attested to it, where as good as the Miz has gotten and as great as he's gotten, he's still a heel, and he doesn't care how he wins because he's gonna win.
He doesn't care, and the big key is he doesn't care if you'll buy his T-shirt, because I think that's where a cool heel starts. Is they still want you to buy the T-shirt. Miz is one of the few heels up and down any roster that does not care if you buy his T-shirt, and that's where it needs to start.
He's taking perfectly right out of the Jericho handbook
Yes.
of how to be a heel in WWE. Like, he just doesn't care. He's gonna do whatever he wants. I want to say at least about the match, that figure 4 he did in the ladder was an awesome spot. Never seen that before.
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to think what other things that they did. The Skull Crush finale on the ladder was pretty good too. I
Yes.
thought that was cool. But I don't know. It was an awesome match. There was a lot
It
of good
was
stuff,
good.
but it was fun.
I hope they do
touched
something
on
with
the
it.
big ones there. Sorry, go ahead.
I hope they do something with Ziggler though. I feel like with him, as great as Ziggler is in the ring, I feel like he does drop the ball here and there. I want to see him do something where at least maybe he can show that he can carry the ball or just something. But I do feel like they've given him the chance before, and I think he's dropped it. I mean, 2 years ago. I mean, maybe it's his fault.
That
maybe
wasn't
it's-
his fault.
Well, he
maybe
was
it's his
injured.
fault. Maybe it's not his fault. Not even with the Del Rio one, but after that Survivor Series tag match where Sting interfered and
That
he
was
beat
them.
Seth Rollins. Yeah, but I still think he left Survivor Series 2 years ago as like a top guy, and then I don't know what the hell happened. But
Dolph
got
Ziggler, if you
suspended,
could handle
you know.
your balls better, George Hermoza would appreciate it.
Don't drop them all over the
All we're
place.
saying.
But I do also want to point out when it comes to the very initial thing Miz said on Talking Smack was how I work safe. That doesn't mean I work bad, but this is one of those matches you can point to, and all of these matches Miz has had in his career with minimal injuries to either party, that he works very safe. That to put on a match like this where the risks are very calculated, but the spots are still spectacular and the pacing is correct, and like when you do make a risk, it's worth it. And I just want to point that out as a working style.
and I do hope that Heath Slater's next.
Oh, I would love that.
Well, we shall see. This one does end with The Miz retaining and embarking on day 19 of his reunion tour. 62.5% of you knew The Miz was going to take this one versus 37.5% being Team Ziggler. Well, you guys are pretty good predictors. Congratulations.
Anyone who picks Ziggler, that's a fair prediction, though.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Absolutely.
I mean, there was a lot of spots where I thought he was gonna win. Like even right at the end, when once Miz fell off the ladder and there was the two set up, I was like, oh, Ziggler's gonna win this match. He's gonna win the belt back. But then he kicked him in the nuts.
And the chat roll is speculating whether Dolph Ziggler got another concussion tonight. We definitely haven't heard or seen anything indicating that, but this was definitely a brutal match.
Also, at Shannon Blake 94 tweeted at me, said, I think Daniel Bryan brings Samoa Joe in to face The Miz.
That's a good one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, maybe maybe Royal Rumble he brings him in. I don't know.
Right, so
They got right
Samoa
away.
Joe and Shinsuke are going to have another matchup
Yes,
very
yeah.
soon.
Oh man.
No, they're having. It's another one. There's another one
Well,
coming.
we're
up.
saying another. We're not
They
saying
announced
anything
it.
else.
Gotcha.
No, but it wasn't announced,
Well,
wasn't it?
It's
They're
likely.
airing it on Wednesday, but it was shot on Saturday.
But it happened. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
things may or may not have happened.
Okay.
But there is an NXT show in San Antonio where the Rumble is confirmed.
Yeah.
Yes, they announced it on Twitter a couple days ago.
So that's likely where we're going to have a Joe Nakamura blow off, and then the assumption would be Joe would show up the next night.
But everybody's
But
been
I would
waiting
put him
for
in the
both
Rumble
of those
match.
guys to come
Yeah.
up.
Well, Nakamura needs to. You should leave
Carry the
Nakamura
brand.
there.
They're still a touring brand, so
Yeah.
they still need a lot of star power.
He's a face that can. He's the
That
name
can
that
run
can
the place. Yeah, just say it. Just say it.
I
Just say it.
will. But he's someone you can leave down in NXT.
Shinsuke runs NXT,
Ooh.
right?
I'll roll with that. I'll roll with that. But
Print those shirts.
I would like to put Joe in the Rumble match, but
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan just plucking Joe after the Rumble match and putting him up against The Miz would work just as well.
Our NXT after show host Mark B. Donica, what do you think? Could that happen?
Nope.
Okay. Hey, if Mark says no, then
Joe's in Florida
it's
forever.
not going down.
It's an interesting idea, but I don't think Joe wouldn't settle for a middle of the road title. He would go straight to the top.
Yeah, agreed.
So that even if he went to the Rumble, he wouldn't then be going after The Miz. He'd be
No,
going.
he would be like, all right, how do I get my title? And they would put him in the Elimination Chamber match or something.
Perfect.
Well, we shall see. Meanwhile, at TLC, we are on to our C, the chairs match, Kalisto versus the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. Kalisto, of course, back after 2 months out following a backstage beatdown from Baron Corbin, and Kalisto's ready to go. He immediately tosses chairs into the ring before Baron even gets in there. And at the beginning of the match, sits Baron Corbin in one of the chairs, drops, kicks him. Like, this is kind of comedic, sort of, at the beginning of this. And then he jumps off the chair and jumps onto Baron Corbin from the outside. We got a seated senton. I mean, this was wild and crazy Kalisto-style lucha action.
With Baron Corbin.
And Baron Corbin was there, too.
But Baron Corbin did a lot of it was played well that it was very much the lucha style run around all the time, where Baron Corbin didn't also run around. Baron Corbin stayed planted, grounded, tried to slam him down as much as he could.
Right.
Threw
I
him
call it
around when he got his
laziness.
hand on him.
Tell me what you call it.
Well, first off, Einstein said if you want something done efficiently, you get a lazy person to do it. That's just, speaking as a lazy person, that's something Einstein probably said. Likely said.
Okay.
You say lazy, I say efficient, but his status is, but anytime Baron Corbin got his hands on Kalisto, he was able to toss him around.
That's true.
It's just Kalisto knew to stay away. Mm-hmm. And like that basis with chairs and moves is what the match was. And it was a well told story stemming from before Survivor Series, but also the big Survivor Series matchup where he cost Kalisto a chance at the Cruiserweight title. I thought it was a well-told story.
Mm-hmm. And we can appreciate that they didn't just drop this storyline when Kalisto did get real injured. Injured
Yes.
IRL.
Yeah.
Oh, in real life, I get it. I see what you did there.
I can't spell out everything for you, Hermoza. What did you think of this one?
I thought it was a good, nice, action-packed, fun-filled chairs match. I mean, this whole time I'm thankful this pay-per-view wasn't called Tables, Ladders, and Chairs and Stairs, like it was like 2-3 years ago. But I mean, I thought it was good. I thought there were a few times where I thought that there's no way that Corbin was going to kick out, and I was like, oh, lo and behold, he kicks out. I kind of want to know what the psychology is behind that. But, I mean, I thought the right person won. I'm a big fan of Baron Corbin now. I think he's been killing it on Talking Smack. It just kind of goes straight to the point. Doesn't try to sugarcoat anything. Doesn't try to raise his voice. But, like, hey, I'm the guy. You know, I just like I like any segment with him now and Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack.
Yeah, I agree. Everything when he was on there earlier tonight, I thought he was good. Yeah, any other time he's been on Talking Smack.
And too, like, I think going back to NXT, I think he worked really, really well with, like, the indie guys as opposed to maybe, like, facing off against, like, Kane or maybe another big guy. I feel like that's when you can't really show Baron Corbin do his thing because he works really well when he gets to throw around a lot of these guys, you know?
Yeah.
I think he had great matches with Apollo Crews in NXT. Few guys. Like, I think that sick move that he did against, like, Chad Gable in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team
But
Tournament.
he's not going to be able to do that all the time.
I know.
But, I mean,
I like
this is how you establish the
But
character.
I feel like he shines a lot more when it's with, you know, these great workers. I mean, I don't say Kane isn't a great worker, but I feel like when he's against a guy his size, I feel like you don't see the best of Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
But is that, I mean, are you essentially saying, like, when Baron Corbin's in the ring with someone who can cover for him and someone who can put on the show for him? I mean, that's what I hear you saying.
No, but he's
And
Are
I
you
shiny.
saying
agree.
he's lazy?
No,
Yes, I am.
no, he's efficient.
I am.
I mean, it's one of those where it's like you don't really see guys like Kane and Big Show like being like top match of the year type stuff. You know, let's be real.
They're
I don't know,
utility.
I
They're
feel like
utility.
Tired.
They're
feel like-
utility big guys.
I mean, essentially, and that's a
But
big
even
guy
when
too.
they weren't.
Big guys need small guys to bump around for them
Okay.
to make them
Yeah.
look good. You know,
Okay.
that's just kind of the way the business. At least I think so. I could be very wrong.
And also, if he shines with Kalisto, if you ever put him in there with Roman Reigns as an example, all the shines will come out when he's up against somebody his size,
Yeah.
because there's a math to it.
Because it's easy to do that against the little guys, but when you do that against like a bigger guy, it's going to mean that much more.
If you have like 5 spots like you have with Kalisto, where you just kind of threw him around like a rag doll, to every one spot you had with a Kane or a Big Show, those spots make a lot more sense.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this was, I mean, I'm trying to how many chairs matches I've seen, but this is probably one of the best chairs matches I've seen.
Yeah.
Everything they were creative with the spots that they did.
Yeah, they were.
When they did, when they stacked the chairs, or like put them in next to each other. He did the move off. When even at the end when he hit him in the face with the chair, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming at all. And then he did End of Days on the chairs, which
That was cool.
definitely hurt him more than it hurt me. So, but
I did.
It was definitely a good way to end the match, and I mean, I like Baron Corbin. I think he's gonna be the future guy. It seems like they're kind of setting him up to be, at least giving him opportunities to see what he can do. They don't. He only talks on Talking Smack, which I kind of think they need to start making him talk more on SmackDown, so that more people could see
Or
it.
give him opportunities to talk and
Yeah.
have him say, like, I would love nothing more than for someone to put a microphone in his face backstage, be like, I say what I say in the ring, and then leaves.
Yeah. I
Or
like that.
even after the match. I mean, this one he goes over and then he starts screaming at the announcers. He was trying. He was trying to have his little talking segment afterward.
I think he did more in that little segment afterwards than he has done on SmackDown, like at least getting the attention put on him. So I think it works for him. I think he had a match with Kane, I think, on SmackDown not that long ago, and it was
Yes, recently.
it was okay, but yeah, I think when he's in there with the smaller guys, like I mean, he could do it with a bigger guy like Apollo Crews, which I think is good. But I mean, I don't know where they go next to them. I mean, could Daniel Bryan go, all right, Baron Corbin, you want a shot? You want to prove that you're the guy? How about you go against The Miz? Like, but I don't. It'd be a weird way to do that.
'Cause that would be-
but
Yeah, and let's not
it'd be,
forget he's
you know,
still being
yeah.
punished for interfering.
So you wouldn't
Yeah.
give him a championship match.
No, I
you
guess
would give
not, yeah,
like.
but it'd be
Be
something
int-
different though, or weird.
I mean, if Slater moves on. Speaking of Baron Corbin dealing with indie guys, if Slater moves on to Miz, Ziggler's got to go somewhere, and Ziggler Corbin would be.
but they kind of
pretty
did that
awesome.
But they
already
did
this
that right
year.
after Mania.
Right, and speaking of moving on, our chat roll is ready for us to move on from this one. Some of them are saying goodnight. Listen, I know it's late. It's 11:09 here in Cali, so that means it's
late.
Middle of the night
like
everywhere
5
else.
a.m. in, like,
we
England.
appreciate you. I know. We appreciate you guys sticking with us on this one. And what was your predictions? Your predictions were, oh man, I'm surprised by this. 22.5% of you voting for Kalisto to be the winner on this one, with 77.5% of you predicting that Baron Corbin would be victorious. Correctly predicting that Baron Corbin would be victorious. So congratulations to y'all on this one. Meanwhile, backstage, Dasha's chatting with Natty about why Carmella would lie. Right? Natty's
Yeah,
like,
right?
no. Carmella's a big fat liar. Again, I'm going to say is evil all the way on this one. And it dives right into our Women's Championship Tables match. This is for the SmackDown Live Women's title, and it is a tables match. Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. We set this one up on SmackDown when Alexa actually put Becky through a table kind of butt first. It looked painful. And you guys, Becky dropped a B-bomb on Alexa after that happened outside the locker room. She called her the B word.
I know
and
you're
it wasn't
not, I know
cute.
you're not
I
a
know.
big fan of that.
I'm not, and I had a bit of a problem with that. But I feel like it tells us that Becky had that straight fire like lit right under her butt for this match. So I can appreciate this setup, and this one gets started off kind of with a bang right away. Alexa DDT's Becky into a table right away, kind of reminiscent of what happened on SmackDown. Did you guys see Alexa's ultimate win coming?
Not
Yes.
particularly.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. G-Herm?
No,
Saw it coming?
I agree with Steve. I didn't see it coming.
No? Why
I'm
not?
the only one. I predicted it last week. I thought she should have won it last
Do you
time.
have proof? that you predicted it?
Yes, I do.
He probably
You
has
can
one.
watch right here.
I thought you watched the SmackDown after show, G-Herm. Come on.
I didn't want to be
I only
spoiled
watch
with
for you.
predictions,
Not to
so.
the end.
I only watch it for the Believe That segments.
I love that.
If you follow the betting lines, this was the only one that got it wrong.
Okay.
But even then, like,
Should've
this was you should have. I would have had to. We would have had to block IPs. It would have been a whole thing. But I really enjoy that they're getting on the Alexa Bliss train.
Yes. Hell yeah.
They're just getting behind her, and also her segment on Talking Smack. She pretty much dropped the facade for a minute and just explained how big a deal this is for her.
I liked that and I didn't like that at the same time.
I like that
I'm
on
with
Talking
you.
Smack.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
I think I think Talking Smack can be a place where that can happen.
Let's cover it. Let's just say we're
Yeah.
gonna go to that right now on the Talking Smack. It seemed very non-heelish to me when she first came out. Let me scroll down to my notes for that segment. She was saying things like she didn't expect it. She was talking about her parents were being there. They were crying. Her parents are so proud. I mean, this is not what you hear from a heel and from someone who's been saying, I deserve the title and I should have won it last time.
And my thing is like, okay, the only thing that I really kind of threw me off was that the first thing she said was that I never saw this coming.
Yeah.
But yet on SmackDown she's like, I should be champion. I'd be champion right now if it wasn't for my foot in the ropes. That's the only thing. I'm a big fan of emotion. I like the fact that you have a lot of like journalists and was it bloggers and the IWC like,
Ouch,
oh,
G-Herm.
titles are props and they're just there. It's like, well, tell that to Alexa Bliss because she was very emotional. It's still real to them, damn it.
No, but I
You're
think
not one of them. I wasn't talking about you.
Talking Smack is the place where that can happen very briefly, where you can get a glimmer of a real person. And then I happen to have not seen Talking Smack, but I did see the screenshots of her being very emotional, and then she went right back into Alexa Bliss mode.
But after saying things, I mean, I saw them in the front row. It tugged at my
Yeah.
heartstrings.
Their
And
first
she admits
WWE
it'll be
event.
hard to keep the title. I love to hear that stuff from her, and I would love to see it in a shoot interview on the red carpet. I would love to be the reporter asking those questions. But I was just surprised that she would show that emotion on Talking
Like,
Smack.
I think it's okay on a Talking Smack after a SmackDown, but not a Talking Smack directly right after
Yeah.
the WWE TLC pay-per-view, right on the WWE Network. Like, it was just like right afterwards. And I was like, I'm still in character mode,
Yeah, I think that should have been the WWE.com, like the Facebook video.
Kind of did with Sasha Banks when she won the NXT
Yeah,
championship.
right after like her backstage, right after the match,
Yeah.
they get that, they put that on. I don't know how many people watch those, but yeah, she should. But it's awesome that she can go right from being almost crying to right back into that mode of being Alexa Bliss. I mean, it's good for her character and good for her.
See, I kind of like some of these characters too, where like in real life they're like real people with real emotions, but just they'll do anything, any means necessary to get that belt, or whether it means being a bad guy in the ring, but outside in the ring you might be good, but just in that ring you'll do whatever it takes. So maybe that's what I kind of came back with that. I'm like trying to defend Alexa. I'm like, but maybe in the ring you'll do whatever it takes.
I like that.
Yeah.
That makes it make sense.
Yeah. Also,
go ahead.
Well, I also like to point out that we were talking earlier about the count out and the no DQ match.
Yeah.
That was the only logical fallacy we can point out in this night, which is important because the TLC match and the ladder match, the only real difference is that the guys in the ladder match didn't use chairs or tables.
Oh, yeah, no.
But
major complaints for that one. Let's hit up our audience votes on the ladies match before we get to that. 62.5% of you thought that Becky Lynch was going to retain the SmackDown Women's title. 37.5% knew that Alexa Bliss was going to be your new champion. Congratulations to 37.5% of you on that one, as Alexa is our brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm really excited about what Alexa's going to do with this title, to see if she and Becky are going to continue their feud. I think the SmackDown women are telling such a intricate story now that this could really go either way. It could intertwine with the other one. I mean, who knows?
Well, the segment we saw with Becky Lynch, I think this was on the Facebook, was that she's fired up. She only blames herself, and she wants a rematch.
Right after Dasha came out and talked to her, and she was like, "Listen, this is not the time to put a microphone in my face, honey. That's what we do. Sorry."
But I think we have enough time because we're not going to have a SmackDown only pay-per-view till after the Rumble.
Oh, yeah, it's
Correct.
a long time.
Meaning that there's a lot of time to have one, if not two, title matches between now and the Rumble, because you'll obviously have a women's title match on the Rumble, and then you'll probably have one on like New Year's Day. Is New Year's Day a Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
New Year's Day. I don't know.
New Year's Day is a Sunday, so you could have the first Raw and first SmackDown of the year be huge events. So I could see the first SmackDown of the year, that would be January 3rd, being a big title match, either being the big rematch or the big Naomi.
Hey, January 1st, 2007 had John Cena versus Kevin Federline.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Classic.
K-Fed?
Yes. I'll say.
Is he going to be the Celebrity Hall of Fame inductee?
And he beat John Cena, by the way.
I'll send you a link.
So he deserves it.
I will send you a link.
He deserves it. Oh, hey.
I mean, I thought the match was good though. The tables match. I like the ending. I thought it was creative enough.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was cool. And they did a lot of decent spots where, you really thought they were gonna make it through the table, and the other person was able to stop it. So.
Emmanuel Dominguez in chat says she'll lose to Nikki Bella.
No.
I just wanted to get.
I would
Christy
not
excited.
have a problem with that, Emmanuel. I would not have a problem with that.
Obviously, I think highly of AJ and Miz. I think Alexa's maybe even one of the best divas out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up there with Charlotte and Sasha.
She's one of the best talkers.
Her believability
in the company,
factor
best
is
talker.
100%.
Best.
100%.
Yeah, because I feel like Charlotte is very good on the mic. She can talk. Sasha kind of seems too. I'm repeating lines sometimes. But I think Alexa, even Becky, is really good too. Like they know where they want to go with promo when they're delivering it. So it just works.
Definitely.
And Dana Brooke always sounds like she's asking the question. Playtime is over?
All right, well, we'll tell her to work on that just for you, G. Well, let's move into our main event of the evening, a TLC match for the WWE World Title, Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles. Yeah.
It was a great match.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't like the
Go,
match?
boy. No. I just, I think, like we said, our chat roll already said, or maybe that was something on Twitter that I read, that people were like, oh, and now we get to see the same match we just saw 3 times, but all together in the same. I mean,
But this match had tables,
did it make
ladders,
okay?
and
Let's start
chairs.
with this. Did it make it less special? I know this is how they do, but did it make it less special that you've already seen guys trying to climb a ladder to get to the title,
No.
and people going through tables and people hitting each other with chairs? Did it just seem like more of the same?
No, because it was different people doing it, and other way creative ways of doing it. Like when they stacked those chairs up, I was like, oh, they already did this in another match, and then he went to do a suplex and flipped him completely over into the chair. Like, holy crap! I don't know if I've ever seen that move before.
Me either.
Into chairs alone is like, holy crap! Like, what did he just do to him?
Okay, so enough unpredictability.
Yeah.
I think more so too, and to me, I've been a big AJ Styles fan, and to me, he's the main event. So now it's the main event. So no matter how, yes, it's another ladder match, but now it's AJ Styles in the main event in the TLC match.
I agree with that too. That and it helps that in a lesser promotion, I'll say, would have maybe introduced a chair or two in the tables match, or a ladder or two in the chairs match, whereas tables and chairs were off limits if they weren't a part of your match. If you were in a chairs match, there was no other weapon, so that helped. And I also think the Ziggler-Miz stuff, they did a lot less. Or the Ziggler-Miz stuff did a lot more climbing, reaching, holding, spinning, grabbing, whereas this match was a lot more all over the place, and then somebody climbed and got the belt. That I think also, as a whole show, it didn't feel that way. It still felt special. Because it felt like these guys were laying it all on the line all over the place, whereas Miz and Ziggler were a little more contained and going up.
Yeah. I mean, that 450 on the outside.
Oh my God.
Sick.
Yes, AJ Styles with a 450 off the top rope into Ambrose through a table
Yeah.
on the outside of the ring.
Damn. Crazy.
Insane.
I mean, we're going to talk about it, though.
Well, to go for it.
His pants ripped.
Oh, that.
His pants ripped. Like, it happened. It happened, and I was reading a comment recently. I was reading a comment about the Survivor Series where they're like, these guys need to stop talking about everyone's fashion.
About us?
About us, and I
Please!
I'm
part
gonna-
of the show, y'all.
it's part of the show when it's part of the show, and I always like to take every comment as there's a nugget of something there that you should at least.
that BS go.
You read it once and move on. And then in this show, I was like, you're gonna take that to heart when you're gonna have that and all the other comments and everything else in your head filtered through before you say things. And then AJ Styles ripped his pants, and I'm like, I can't not talk about that.
No, he had a huge wardrobe malfunction that any diva would have been fined for. A rip in the tuffet area of his pants, which I feel like it must have been done by something very hard. There was like some blood
I think it was that chair.
there.
Yeah,
I think it was that chair.
Like he was
The chair.
like bleeding from the whole. I mean, it was like a whole thing. The whole and the blood and the pants, and it didn't go away. They tried to keep it out of the camera shot for a while, and they just gave up, which I can appreciate.
They tried to crop it out as much as they could.
Yeah.
But AJ Styles is all over the place enough where it's like, nope, this is gonna happen. Everybody's seeing this now.
I mean, come on. We're all,
I'd be
It
remiss.
wasn't
We're all
anything-
adults
yes,
here.
exactly.
Let's
It
get
wasn't,
back
like,
to.
But
crazy
that's what I
inappropriate
learned.
stuff.
That's what I learned. I thought I was an adult until this happened, and I realized how immature I really am.
So, ripping the pants is something this match had that the rest didn't. Another thing that we saw in this match, and not in any in the tables, ladders, or chairs match, one James Ellsworth. Oh, don't. Come on, we love
James.
us some Ellsworth. What made you go, Kaufman?
I would love James Ellsworth in other storylines. I would have loved.
This is too important for you. This is too weighty to bring the comedy. What is it?
Well, that. Yes, that actually.
Okay,
No, you
okay.
nailed that. There's too much. There's too much at stake, and I also think similar to why they had to cool down Heath Slater and Rhino because they're not part of the grander plan. People care a lot more about James Ellsworth than they do about Dean Ambrose.
More like James Elsewhere, am I right?
Mark knows what I'm talking about.
I know maybe we all had memories of Colin Delaney when
Yes.
he turned on Tommy Dreamer back in the day, but I like it. I just feel like it's something different every week. It's one week it's like he cost Dean the championship shot. Then the next week he helps him with the championship shot. And then one week it's like him versus AJ. I don't know. I just like that it's something different every single week. And especially now, it's definitely gonna be something different this week. So I don't know. I thought this was gonna be the result, except that I thought it was gonna be an accident. I didn't think it was gonna be on purpose. So I kinda like that part of unpredictability from my end. So
But just an unwitting, innocent heel. Like that will
But he's
give.
not,
That's the thing.
though.
If
He's
you
not.
watch Talking Smack, did you see that thing in Talking Smack?
Yeah, absolutely.
He was like, oh, well, you know, I'm 3-0 against AJ. Why wouldn't I want to face AJ in the championship title shot?
Which makes sense.
And then I can give Dean Ambrose, my good friend, the first title shot. And I was like, that is brilliant, actually.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's genius what they're doing with him, and a lot of people have been kind of nervous. Maybe it's too much comedy. Yes, where are we going with this? But it has been fresh every week. And this was unexpected tonight. And how can you not just get behind James Ellsworth and love everything he does? I mean, it could get stale quick. Let's let him have his time.
I'm not anti James Ellsworth. I just feel like we were at a place heading into this match where he had done enough that if you had put him in the kickoff match, like if he were on the Apollo Crews side, and then there were another singles competitor across from him,
Okay.
and then he somehow pulls out the victory alongside a whole team, and we have that feel-good moment up top. And then next week, like, he kind of wins against all odds. And, like, try to rebuild him as... I don't know, maybe I don't understand his character.
I think they can rebuild him, but I think they've invested, at least they invested too much into him, you know, with the AJ and Dean
just
story
to put him on the
to just have him not show up. Like, after he took a Styles Clash, I didn't think he was going to show up tonight either. I thought either he was going to show up and do something in the match, or he just wasn't going to be there at all. But I think it adds so much more to this story now, because on Talking Smack, where he says, "Oh, I'm going to give him a title match, and I have the odds in my favor," and you're like, it makes sense. It works storyline wise why he would do that, but now he is going to get the crap beat out of him by Dean Ambrose. I can't wait to see that.
I like the fact that it doesn't make any sense to us probably, but it makes sense to James Ellsworth, and as long as he believes it, then you know what? That's okay.
Well, let me tell the people, in case anybody didn't see it, what happens here. Ambrose was almost to the top of the ladder. Ellsworth betrayed him and tipped over the ladder before Dean could grab that title, sending Ambrose into the tables. Ellsworth cheers for AJ. It's clear he did this on purpose, and obviously AJ climbs the ladder, grabs that title, and Ellsworth rejoices because he knows that he can beat AJ Styles. He's done it 3 times before, and then, as you said on Talking Smack, he announced that Shane McMahon has given him a world title spot against AJ Styles
On Tuesday.
live this Tuesday. So he's already going to have to defend said title against AJ. And
No,
then
AJ
he's
is
going to
the
give
defending
Ambrose the
champ.
first shot. Oh, sorry. You'll know what I mean. And then he's going to give Ambrose a shot. I mean, it's all good. It's fun and cute and entertaining. And who doesn't love James Ellsworth? We all got his T-shirt. Like, why not?
You have a T-shirt?
I don't.
A lot of people
I'm at the WWE Universe.
You didn't get that.
Wait.
You didn't get that Black Friday special?
No, I got like the Nikki Bella Santa hat and the Fearless bag and the $4.99 Fearless hat in the black, but I only had the white one, and the new bracelets because I had the old Brie and Nikki
You
bracelets.
got it in already?
Yeah,
got my
yeah,
package
no,
yet.
it did. I didn't even get the email that it was getting shipped, and then it showed up in my house
ordered
today.
it.
On a Sunday.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, well, hey.
She's a VIP over at the
Right?
at the WWE
They
shop.
know I wear my stuff on air.
Okay.
I don't know. I like the AJ style or the.
I like AJ Styles, too.
thing.
Yeah, I
like
love
AJ
this
too.
match.
I mean, the match was awesome too. I thought it was good. It was what we needed. It was different from the other matches they've had, so you know, adding the TLC made it worth it. And I mean, we haven't seen AJ's never been in at least one of these kind of matches on WWE, so we just keep getting to see him do more and more things in this universe, and it's awesome. I don't know, and I would not take the belt off him for a while.
No?
I think he should stay
I know,
champ.
it's so surreal to me, the fact that he's like their world champion. Like, a year ago, it wasn't even there. Like, 3 years ago, people were like, oh, AJ's never going to be in WWE. He would never. And if he would, he'd never even be on the top of the card. It's like, dude, this guy's like the top guy right now. It's so surreal to me.
I'll tell you who's not happy about it.
Who?
Daniel Bryan.
You're supposed to go. You're supposed to go.
I mean, on
Wrong
Talking
show.
Smack, Daniel Bryan points out, he's like, you know, we have this WWE World title. It's kind of sacred. Over there on Raw with the Universal title, you know, Owens has it. Jericho interferes all the time. And Daniel Bryan, he says he liked this idea that they have this title that was really won clean. And now Ellsworth that up and kind of ruined this whole no interference thing. So again, Daniel Bryan, if you're not going to be able to get in the ring, then stop setting up storylines that could lead
He's
to
the
matches
GM.
with you against people. I know,
What is he
but
gonna do?
I
I like seeing this.
I'm
Daniel
kinda mad
Bryan.
about it.
No, but he is like the perfect person to be the general manager of
But
a show.
what's he ever gonna do? What's he ever gonna do?
I mean, he can still punish people the way because he's in charge. If he doesn't like how
Okay.
someone's acting, he can do something about it. So it's still he still has power over these people. I mean, I get it, he can't get in the ring and fight them, but he can find other people to fight for him or do it another way, or just make these people's lives live in hell if they really piss him off. But I like watching him because he still has the passion he had when he was wrestling, and he still can get fired up, and it's awesome to see that because when you have on Raw where I like when Mick Foley gets, pumped up, but I feel like all he does is yell sometimes. And you're like, I don't need to see you yelling at everybody, especially like Sami Zayn when he's just he wants to fight in a match and you're like, no, I'm not letting you do that. And you're like, but that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to fight. But Daniel Bryan does it in a better. I don't know. I just like Daniel Bryan the way he is running as a GM and his story so far.
Emmanuel Dominguez in the chat points out that he technically didn't interfere. And Joseph is wondering if Bryan would get back in the ring if the whole lawsuit thing wasn't going down right now.
I think if they were in a public company, I think he would be.
I think you're probably right. There's just too much money to be
think-
made.
yeah, I
to
think
get back
there's-
in the ring.
Yeah. And it wasn't no DQ match. I mean, he could have done whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, I mean, just because they don't want interference, anybody could have come down to the ring and got involved in
Yeah,
this
I
match.
think Daniel Bryan overreacted a little bit. It's not like it was a straight up one-on-one match. It was, this is part of the rules.
Yeah.
The ref saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, if you want to get really technical, I mean, when Miz won the belt back, like, he went on Talking Smack later, was like, yeah, Maurice, interfered in the match. And it's like, okay, but you didn't really do anything about that. But James Ellsworth comes down, and you're like, oh, you've ruined this championship match. It was a title match when, Miz won the belt back, so.
Well, Ashley in the chat has posed an interesting question. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this. She said, are they trying to make Ellsworth a heel or Ambrose? She's confused. I'm confused. I'm with you, Ashley.
No, I think they're trying to turn Ellsworth heel, aligning with AJ Styles.
I don't think so at all.
Really?
No, because I think when you watch Talking Smack,
Okay.
it's really I was thinking the same thing, but when you watch it, he really, like George said, he comes across as not being a bad guy. He just says, I get a championship opportunity. I beat AJ 3 times. He's the guy I want to face. So I took the opportunity in this match to I don't want to face Dean until I win the belt. So, yeah.
Okay.
You have to watch it.
Okay.
He doesn't. Did you think he came off as a bad guy?
I think he came off as delusional.
Yeah.
But again,
Which is his character.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, he believed everything that he was saying.
Exactly.
He didn't think he was good. He didn't think he was bad. He just thought he just came off delusional. He just really, truly believed what he thought he was doing the right thing for himself.
But I think the equation that gets this weird is, if you're behind Dean Ambrose, then you're against AJ Styles. Therefore, you don't side with James Ellsworth. But if you're not behind Dean Ambrose, the whole equation falls apart. You have to be behind Dean Ambrose for all of this to make sense. That you're still behind Dean Ambrose, you're still anti-AJ Styles, and then by proxy, you're anti-James Ellsworth's actions, regardless of whether you're behind him.
Okay, hear a
yeah,
lot
I
of
don't know if
him,
that- I don't know if that makes
he,
sense,
all
but
that
I don't-
business, and I have to bring up George Cisneros in the chat said Brie Bella will come back to face Maurice.
When?
That's how this is all going to end. I like that,
When?
George.
In
I
SummerSlam?
like it.
WrestleMania?
Yes, Brie has said that she is having her baby in April and that she hopes that she will be back in fighting shape by SummerSlam. That is her goal.
But she's coming back?
That's what she
said she wants to
said
have
in
at
an
least one more
interview
match.
that she would like to be
okay.
back by SummerSlam.
I know if anybody's watching Total Bellas, you will see that Brie really wanted Daniel Bryan to be there, and during her last match, he wasn't there at WrestleMania weekend. It really would have meant a lot to her. So knowing that now maybe Daniel Bryan and maybe their newborn maybe being there, I don't know how soon it'll be, but I don't know, maybe it's like a new way to retire now that she'll have her whole family there.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
that is historically women in the WWE get to retire with the championship.
One person did that.
2 people did. Lita and Trish did that.
Lita did not do that. She lost the belt to Mickie James at Survivor Series 06 from Philadelphia. You should know this because it was in your hometown, Philadelphia.
There's another person that
This day in
happened.
history,
Oh.
Lita went up against Dean Malenko for the light heavyweight championship.
You hear that?
Okay.
Mrs. Wrestling Encyclopedia.
All right. I need to pay more attention to your Twitter feed, George.
Oh, boys, this has been so darn much fun.
I don't know why you're implying that we're ending this, but
I was gonna say, what else do you have to
We got like
say?
2 hours left to talk about this stuff. I don't know, but
It's only 11:39 p.m. Oh yeah, let's talk about what our beautiful audience we love so much thought was going to go down in this
they
one.
are beautiful.
They are beautiful. They've got 82.5% behind AJ Styles versus 12.5%. I'm surprised by that. I know we have a lot of big Dean Ambrose fans amongst the ABTV universe. So I'm surprised. Over 80% of you were behind AJ Styles on this one, and you were right.
Well, I mean, they were fans, but they knew who was going to win.
Yeah, this isn't who do you want to win. It's who you think will win. And
Oh, that's not how I play.
That's why she always picked Nikki Bella and Ryback. Hello.
there were a lot of times where she would win.
That's a good
Elimination
point.
Chamber 2015. How the hell did she pick Ryback out of everybody?
That was
It worked. It worked out for me that one time. That one time. Are y'all watching Conversation with the Big Guy or listening to it?
I know. I'm listening to it, but you're probably watching it somehow.
I'm following it.
If it could be watched, I'd be watching.
Keeping tabs on what he's saying,
heard it.
seeing what's
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I love it.
I
love
am
it.
listening to and watching 12360 though,
Xbox
That's a-
1, 2, 3, 60 on AfterBuzz TV.
and Making the Way to the Ring as well.
That's right.
Those are some good wrestling pay-per-view Those are some good wrestling podcasts, pay-per-views, podcast words.
Well, we're going to tell you guys all about what's going down here at AfterBuzz TV in a sec. But first, why don't you guys? I'm trying to get to the wrap up, and I was going to tell you give your social media and stuff. But
Well,
at first, tell
Who's the champion?
I was going to say first the other stuff. First, all the other stuff. Let's get to our AfterBuzz TV predictions champion, Steve Kaufmann.
You got all the matches right. It is Ryan Whittleston. He is the AfterBuzz TV predictions champion.
Ryan Whittleston.
Yes.
Every match, right?
Yes.
Dang! Congratulations to you, Ryan. You
Yeah.
are our TLC champ. I'm
every
gonna
match right
give you
before.
a sec to vocalize in the chat if you're there. I don't know.
I don't think I saw him in the chat tonight, but he's longtime watcher, longtime supporter of us. Very happy for him. By the way, if you want to get in on this,
Yes.
it is at ABTV PPV champ on Twitter.
Say it again.
At ABTV PPV champ. We retweet it pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So far, there have been no returning champions since the brand split. So right now,
challenge issued.
so right now, Mexican Stallion, who won the Survivor Series,
Not
has
George.
2 points to everyone's
Approving,
1
by the
point.
way.
So right now,
That's what I said on the SmackDown show.
right now he is in the lead.
It was a whole thing.
I know.
No.
Right now, he is in the lead to win the prize pack at the end of WrestleMania. If he's gonna win, give him as big a challenge as you possibly can. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. Wait, let's remind them. So what are you talking about? Prize packet? I mean, I know, but tell them.
Yeah, I don't know. What is this?
Whoever has the most points, you get a point by winning a pay-per-view like tonight. You get 2 points by winning a pay-per-view like the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
Okay.
After WrestleMania, you will be winning a prize package from us here at AfterBuzz TV if you have the most points. So if no one ever
I like that.
wins the championship more than twice,
We get the
Mexican Stallion does because he has 2 points.
Okay, so he's in the lead.
He is in the lead with 2
Ryan's
points.
on his tail.
Ryan has won. Everyone who's won the championship so far has won.
And we got some time for everybody else to get involved.
So much time.
I love that.
Because there's like a million pay-per-views.
There's
This is so much better than
One,
what we
two,
just
three,
used to
four,
play
five.
and all
There's-
fucking and all complain to each other about not
Those with
winning.
a V, not an F. You're fine.
I never complained because I just kept winning over and over.
That's
We
all
were-
right.
Anyway.
we were
Twice,
co-champions not too long ago too.
We were.
That happened.
It's
That was
been
a
a
horrible
while.
month.
We gotta.
But congrats, Ryan. You are a
We had our
champion.
face on the belt. thing.
Roadblock is the next time it will be defended.
Yes, your face is now on the belt, Ryan. And if you guys all want to hit up Steve Kaufmann and be like, "Hey, what were those details? What am I doing? Where am I going?"
You guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. I do a lot of shows here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm also editing a documentary about slut shaming and victim blaming. If that's what you're into, that's also on my Twitter.
Nice.
Tom Connolly, what do you have to say about slut shaming?
That's not good. Don't do it. Right?
He's in the documentary.
I am. I didn't know that. Correct. I always said not good things, not bad things. You guys can find me on
moving
Twitter
on.
and Instagram at Tom the Com.
G Herm?
You can follow me at G Hermoza, at GHERMOZA. I am producing the Spanish Lillian Garcia podcast. We had Rey Mysterio on our first guest. We had Mr. 450 on our second episode. We're hoping to have another big guest this upcoming week, so stay tuned.
Pretty sure I scheduled all that for tomorrow, so it's happening. Stay tuned for that. And watch X-Pac 12360 right here on AfterBuzz TV. This week we are going to have Zach Gowen and Lenny the Grappler Denton on our show. What's up?
Really? I like that.
for
What's that
real.
going? I don't know who
Yeah.
any of the Grappler Denton is, though. But.
Please read Memoirs of a Masked Madman and catch us on Wednesday nights. You know I will also be here for the Total Divas After Show on Wednesday night. I gotta keep you posted on what's going on with Brie and Maurice. It's tied. It's all tied into it. And thank you guys all for coming to hang out with us. We appreciate you being in our live chat. And please, on iTunes, SoundCloud, give us a 5-star rating and follow the entire AfterBuzz TV team at AfterBuzz TV. Catch me at Christy Reports, and we will be back for Roadblock in a couple weeks. Meantime, catch the Raw and SmackDown after shows right here. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.